Hello, Endo Warrior Goddesses. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I am so excited that you're here. If you haven't already read by today's title, today I am going to be talking about managing endometriosis pain in the workplace. And I do apologize in advance, and maybe you guys can leave some comments to give me some pointers in the comments below, that this video is going to be mostly about those of us who work a desk job. Those of us who work a more physically demanding job, I want to do another video for you guys. So if you have any recommendations on how to manage endometriosis pain when you work a more physical hands-on job, please leave the comments in the comments section below, but maybe a couple of these will transfer over regardless. Before we get started, I wanted to just take a moment to thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please join our community by simply subscribing to the channel. It helps other Endo Warrior Goddesses find our content. And if you enjoy this content and you're looking for more, you can check out the Endo Warrior Goddess community. The link is in the description below. This is our sacred space for self-care resources related to physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health in relation to endometriosis and other women's reproductive health concerns. So you can check that out on the link in the bio. I've been having so much fun getting to know some of you and connecting with you and just sharing some more private resources in that community. So I hope to see you there. Without further ado, but let's get into our videos. Let me know if this sounds familiar to you at all. Have you ever had to take time off of work or make some kind of excuse to your boss having to leave work related to your endometriosis pain? Go ahead and leave me a comment below and tell me what your experience has been with that, because I've been seeing a lot of people in the community, in the endometriosis community, sharing their experience with their career and endometriosis in the workplace. And some of what that experience has looked like for individuals is like telling their boss that they have a migraine instead of actually being able to admit what the pain is caused from. And I feel like that happens a lot when women have male bosses. So maybe that's something to take into consideration too, is the gender roles in the office place. Some of the other things I've seen women say about their endometriosis in the workplace is that their pain has become so bad and unmanageable that they are actually considering changing career paths, or these individuals want to change career paths and their endometriosis has gotten in the way of even being able to do that, where they don't feel supported by their family, their friends. I've even heard of individuals afraid to apply for jobs because they were afraid of what their potential employers would think about their endometriosis and their need to take time for healing. And somebody even described endometriosis as not necessarily defining you as much as it controls you and everything that you do in your life. And that feels true in so many different ways, I feel. I'm really grateful that now on my journey, I'm in a space where I'm able to honor my own needs, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in just a second. But I can relate to these experiences because I had those same experiences when I was working a 9-to-5 job. I was definitely afraid to admit to my male boss what my pain was actually caused by, and even some of my more authoritative female bosses, I felt intimidated to actually explain what I was going through, and so I did make excuses for the pain I was experiencing. And I remember my second week into my new job on Chevy's social media team, I got my period on my way into work. And I think I've talked about this before on my channel, where I went in and I was maybe there for 30 minutes and I was sent home because I was writhing in pain. And I just felt so terrible that I was on week 2 of this new job and I already had to go home because of this pain. And that became kind of a normal thing. It was using my PTO to accommodate for my pain, or having to last minute ask to work from home and being told no sometimes, and having to come in and deal through that, It was challenging. So I feel for you, anyone who's going through that right now. I've been able to get through that since then. Back in 2020 in January, I actually got laid off, which was right in time for COVID. I'm actually really grateful that that happened in the timing that it did, and everything aligned. I was ready to be out on my own. I wanted to start my own freelancing business, and so that was kind of where I started from there. And I learned the hard way, working myself into the ground, being my own boss, that my health and healing has to come first. And so when I started my business and I started actually building products and services around what I wanted to do to support individuals in this community, being able to take my own health and healing into consideration and priority was a huge thing for me. And that's so important when it comes to starting your own business, is doing so without burning yourself out. I hear so many different individuals in the business space where they speak on, you have your 9 to 5, what's your 5 to 9? So they want you to spend all of these hours working and not sleeping or taking care of yourself or anything like that. That's the masculine workhorse approach to starting a business, and I don't align with that, and I know that you don't either. I feel like for many of us, we can't do that. That was my experience through college as well, was I needed at least 10 hours of sleep to even feel at least somewhat rested, and even then I didn't feel rested at all when I was going through a lot with my thyroid. Everybody else around me was pulling all-nighters to get projects done, and I couldn't do that. I dealt with the consequences of not being able to do that, and I was able to get a lot of my work done, but there was a semester that I was going through that really bad, that I actually had to take a medical break from school. And it's okay to have to do that. I'll just preface that. But the main reason that I came on to talk in this video today was to give you a few tips on managing endometriosis pain in the workplace if you are dealing with this. A few things that have come in handy for me are, number one, wearing comfortable clothing. And I know that if you work in an office, it's not always easy to do that. I mean, you can't always be wearing your comfortable sweatpants and baggy sweatshirts when you're not feeling great when you work in an office, but there are alternatives that you can do. Maybe you get some nice loose leggings and you wear like a loose flowy dress over the leggings, because I know that wearing a dress sometimes alone isn't always that comfortable when you're on your cycle. Maybe pairing that with a couple pairs of leggings, or if your job allows you to wear athleisure wear, maybe you can find a pair of jeggings or leggings or yoga pants that really fit you nicely and that you are able to wear at work comfortably. The second one is working from home. If you are able to do this and your job allows that, I think that's the best thing, because then you can be as comfortable as you need to be. You can do what I'm doing and set up a little spot on the couch with, and this is the next thing that I am going to recommend, with a heating pad behind you, and you can get one of these tray tables to set up. You can see the legs kind of extend out like this, and the tray table sets up like this, so you can set your laptop up here and you can work from your couch. The other thing in number 3 is the heating pad, but you can set this up wherever you are. You can take your heating pad anywhere if your work allows it. I know mine did for a while. You could bring your heating pad right to your desk and just enjoy that heating pad all day to yourself while you work at your desk. Number 4 is exercising your rights. So it's my understanding that here in the United States, endometriosis is actually protected under the Disability Act. And I'm not necessarily sure how that plays out, but I know that there is a space to fill that out on most job applications, and it's usually something that you work through with HR. So maybe if you are considering a new career or you are newly diagnosed, you can talk to your HR about what your company offers for you in that situation. The last tip that I have for you today, and it kind of goes along right there with this, and it might even be the same thing, I'm not entirely sure, I'll have to look more into this. But it was brought to my attention the other day by my friend Jessica Gagno. You can check her out on Instagram at Deer Mountain Wellness, and she's totally amazing. She has lots of insightful and informational and educational resources on women's health and women's reproductive health. She is a wonderful resource to be able to find out more about the energetics of women's healing. So check her out, I highly recommend. But she said that with patients who have endometriosis, you can utilize FMLA, which I believe is the family medical leave. Act, I'm not sure if A stands for act, but it's my understanding that people have been able to use that before with the proper documentation and their HR department. So again, check out whatever your company has to offer for you as a resource as somebody with endometriosis. But I guess one more little bonus tip, and I've heard this a lot in the community just talking with some of you fellow Endo Warrior Goddesses, is a lot of you have ideas and desires to actually start your own business and start your own companies. If you are somebody who has that business idea and you are ready to take that to the next level and launch that up, then please check out the Boho Bailey Branding for Social course. This is my 6-week self-guided course to mindfully launching your business with your own health and healing at the priority. So we're going to talk a lot about practical planning and creating that business while being able to prioritize your health and healing, which is so important for those of us with chronic illness. And if you aren't familiar with the spoon theory, we are going to talk a little bit more about the spoon theory in the course and how to actually implement that in a way that we can launch our business without burning ourselves out. So I would love for you to check out that course. The link is in the description, or you can go to bohobaileystudio.com and check out the Boho Bailey Branding for Social course. I can't wait to see you there. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. That's all I have for you today, my friends. I will talk to you in the next video. I love you all and happy healing. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Join our Endo Warrior Goddess community by clicking the link in the description. And as always, I'll be back every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday with more content.